Right, thank you for coming this evening. Thank you. Thanks also to Stephen, Elaine and Denise for stepping out in faith and inviting myself over to share this message with you tonight. Thanks to my brother John and Phil and Clive and Michael for driving us. Bless you and thank you for your support. Much appreciated. My name's Trevor Smith and I'd just like to share with you some information that I've gathered. This is the late Pastor Barry Smith. As you can see, Barry's now passed away in 2002. No relation, by the way. And about just over 20 years ago, I became a Christian, and I got invited to a house group meeting where I watched this video. Videos back then, no DVDs, called "The Money Crash" by Barry Smith. And it was on this video that I learnt about Bible prophecy about the coming New World Order, a world government, a world economic system, and a world religion, all headed up by a man the Bible calls Antichrist, the son of perdition. So that's what got me started. And about a year before Barry died, on one of his talks he gave, he said, it's about time some of you younger chaps got up and had a go. So I'm here tonight. Because of what Barry said, I'm up here having a go. And for the last 7 years now, I've been collecting newspaper articles from various newspapers, and I've put them all together in a presentation on a PowerPoint. And the same as what Barry did, because when Barry used to do his lectures, he used to use newspaper cuttings to back up what he was saying. So what I've done, I put them all into this presentation. And basically, I'll give my interpretation of the newspaper clippings, and it's up to you, the audience, to decide if what I'm saying is true or not. So, here we go. This is from Psalm chapter 2, verse 4. Why do the nations conspire and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us burst their bonds apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heaven laughs. Because God sees everything what the New World Order gang are up to, and he just sits in the heaven and he laughs about it. Now, I like going to the movies and I like watching films. And one thing I did discover is that you can learn a lot from Hollywood, especially the movies. They love to put hidden messages, hidden tenets in films, and the tagline for this film, National Treasure, which was only on yesterday afternoon, funny enough, on BBC One. The clues are right in front of your eyes. Basically, all what I've learned, it's all out there for you to see. And here you have the all-seeing eye on the pyramid, which we'll come to in a minute. And I put up there Nicolas Cage, a top actor for the New World Order gang, because Nicolas Cage, funny enough, he makes some very interesting films. This is the film Independence Day that was released in about 1997-98. The story is the aliens come and they set their spaceships all the way around the Earth. And this character here, played by Jeff Goldblum, he finds a signal buried in the satellites, and he realises that it's a countdown for the aliens to attack. And basically, when the countdown gets to 000, it's checkmate, because he plays chess with his dad here, and then the aliens all attack all at the same time, all the way around the world. And basically, I think the New World Order, when everything is in place, it will be checkmate. Every T will be crossed and every I dotted and everything like that, and everything will be in place. And then people will wake up one day and wonder how all this happened. Also in the film, you've got reference to 9/11, and I should have bought some DVDs tonight, because I believe 9/11 was an inside job orchestrated by the people at the top of society in the echelons of the pyramid. And in January, I found the wife was shopping And I went to look at the magazines, and I got this GQ magazine. I mean, normally I wouldn't buy it because it was about £4. And it's called article called "Ground Zero Hero: One Man's Battle to Build the New World Trade Center." That's what it's going to be called, apparently, the New World Trade Center. Under a little heading here, it says, "The memorial is being finished. The trees are there. One world trade is taking off." And then on another part of the article, there was a bit of a discussion about how tall the World Trade Center should be. And after a bit of debate, they come to the conclusion that it should be 1,776 feet high, which is 1776, which is the date that's on the American dollar, which I'll come to in just a sec. I just thought that was quite interesting. The film The Matrix basically is a computer program where these characters keep going in and out of the Matrix computer program, and when they come out, they've actually seen the world as it really is. And I believe, as a born-again Christian, I've been unplugged from the Matrix, the world out there, because we see the world as it really is. And also, this character here is called Trinity, and in the film, she has something very interesting happen to her, and hopefully, if I get time, at the end of this presentation, if I get that far, I might run out of time yet, I'll show you what I mean. This is a quote from Morpheus from The Matrix. "The Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth." This is the film The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. These characters here are called the Eloi. These are the Morlocks, and basically the Eloi are bred just for the Morlocks. Everything the Eloi need is provided for them. All their clothes, all their food, everything. And I've managed, I've watched the film about 5 times now, and I found about 10 tenets in the time machine to do with the Eloi people. There's no knowledge of history. There's no education. They're all under mind control. Everything they need is provided for them. It's got the appearance of a utopia. They all look the same. There's no individuality with them. There's euthanasia in the movie. There's no sense of the value of human life. There's evolution, and also there's population control. And I'm sure there's a lot more yet. This is the logo for the Fabian Society. H.G. Wells was a member of this. And up there, just about to see it, it says, "Remould it nearer to the heart's desire." And there you've got the earth on the anvil, 2 men hammering the earth because they're shaping the world how they want it. And in there you've got a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is taken from Matthew 7:15, where Jesus said, "Like, where are those who come to you in sheep's clothing?" The New World Order conspiracy. In the Bible, the conspiracy that's going on in the world is called the mystery of iniquity. So what's going on in the world today, if you didn't have a Bible, you really wouldn't know where it's all going to lead. This is the $1 bill. I'm not going to go all the way through all the symbols on this, but if you want to know more, Barry Smith did an hour and a half interview on Revelation TV in the year 2000, and all the information you need about what all these symbols mean is all on here, and I've got copies of it. Please take one, and if you know someone who you think would like it, please take it and give it to them. On here in the beak of the eagle, you've got Latin, it says "e pluribus unum," which means out of many, one. But basically, out of all the nations of the world, they want to bring them all together and have one. You've got olive leaves here and arrows. Obviously, the arrows representing war, and the olive leaves representing peace. They're saying they're going to have a millennium of peace. They're going to get rid of all wars, and everybody's going to live in a so-called like utopia, a bit like the Eloi in the Time Machine. Over the side, you've got Annuate chapters announcing the birth of a Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order or New Order of the Ages. You've got a date there, 1776, the same height as what the World Trade Center is going to be. There you have the Eye of Horus. And I've actually got an Eye of Horus all the way from Egypt. A nurse from work brought it back for me. That's the Eye of Horus, and what they've done is just stuck it in the triangle, and it's now called the Eye of Lucifer, the all-seeing eye. In the occult as well, they love to use numerology, and on the dollar bill, there's 13 leaves in the olive branch, there's 13 stripes on the shield, there's 13 feathers in the tail of the eagle, there's 13 letters in a pluribus unum, there's 13 stars in the green crest, there's 13 granite stones, and there's 13 letters in Annuate chapters as well. Or like I say, watch the DVD and you'll get to learn more about what all these symbols mean. And also in the occult as well, every time you see a symbol in a circle, always gives it more power. Like if there was a pentagram in there, it would give it more power. Witchcrafts and all that, they know about all these sorts of things. I waited 20 years for this newspaper heading, and there it is on the Daily Mail, Friday the 3rd of April 2009, Brown's New World Order. And on the same day, the Independent, Obama hails the New World Order. And got here some power groups, either knowingly or unknowingly. These are some of the groups that help setting up the New World Order and the One World Government. The IMF, the World Bank, the Bank of International Settlements, the UN, the EU, the Bilderbergers, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, NATO, Freemasonry, the World Health Organization, World Council of Churches, New Age cults and groups, I'll get to them in a minute, the Fabian Society, who I've already mentioned, the Common Purpose, and also the Illuminati. A New World Order, the week Russia flexed its military muscle, taken from the Independent on 20th of August 2008. It's getting quite popular now, that phrase. Chancellor's vision of a new world order. This is from a couple of years ago. This is when Gordon Brown was Chancellor. Gordon Brown yesterday mapped out his ambitious vision for foreign policy based on putting Britain first in the New World Order. You've got it there, New World Order again, New World Order over there. I think I better have a drink in a minute. This was a letter taken from the Daily Express a couple of years ago now, maybe more when Bush was president. So out of touch, but the US wants New World Order. And this is just a letter from a man called Ian McRae. Apart from all this, however, the phrase constantly used by George W. Bush sends a chill down my spine, is New World Order. It smacks of Star Trek and the Federation, or even worse, Star Wars and the Council of Planets. Who would be the overlord, Bush or Blair? It won't be any of those two. The Bible says it's going to be the Antichrist, the man of sin, the son of perdition. Let me have a drink. Right there. Oh, that's better. The stock market yesterday saw its biggest leap ever, but Peter Oborne doesn't share this optimism. This week, he says, signalled the start of a new world order which will have devastating implications for Western nations. Doom-mongering, exaggeration, you decide. This is taken from an article that was in the Daily Mail called Apocalypse Now. Right, hopefully you're going to watch your video now. Fingers crossed.
isn't it?
That is a nice cup of tea.
I'm not going to argue with you there.
Oh, did you remember to put the bins out?
I did.
Right. Mm. Ah, it really is a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, it is.
You don't like it?
Yes.
Well, you just said...
Hard to see.
Well, you said it funny.
No, I just... It's an excellent cup of tea.
Oh, good. Only, I do rather pride myself on my tea-making skills, even if I say it myself. In fact, if they had a competition for making tea, which I'm not saying they should, but if they did, I would definitely be up there with the best of them.
Yes.
Not too weak, not too strong.
No.
Just right.
There was an interesting article in the paper today.
Oh, about tea?
No, about global warming.
Ah.
And how it might all be a conspiracy.
Oh, they've got conspiracy theories for everything these days. Princess Di, the moon landings.
Yep, the Illuminati and the New World Order.
Oh, I think Tracy had a couple of their albums.
Yep.
Guess what I've got in my bedside drawer?
I don't know.
Come on, guess.
A Bible?
A Bible? What would I have a Bible for?
Sorry, dear, I've really no idea.
Interesting, I thought that was. My wife found me that because she watched Daybreak earlier this year, and it was shown on Daybreak. So, thank you, Michael, for transferring that for me. Oh, by the way, Deirdre didn't have a Bible. If you want a Bible, you haven't got one, there's one here for you. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. It came to pass, they journeyed from the east, and that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime they had for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this they begin to do, and nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. You see, in the book of Genesis, all the world had come together, and they built the tower, and they wanted to stay together. But God said, no, I don't want that. I want you to all separate. So, of course, he mixed up all their languages, and he wanted everybody to move out. But the New World Order is doing the total reverse. Instead of everybody moving out, it's bringing everybody back in again. This is an EU poster. You've got 12 pentagrams on there. The goat that fits in there is Baphomet. And then you've got Europe, many tongues, one voice. United Nations of Britain, a person from every country in the world, all of them living here. So you've got all these nationalities of people here, bringing us all back, mixing us all up, so we all lose our sense of identity and lose our sense of nationalism and all that sort of stuff. And then once they've brought us all back and mixed us all up, this is what they want to turn us into. Ever felt like your work was a bit impersonal? A bit like the Eloi to me, all those people there. He said, Go your way, Daniel, for the words are shut up and sealed until the time of the end. Many shall purify themselves and make themselves white and be refined. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But those who are wise shall understand. Like Barry Smith said, if ever we needed a time for wisdom, it's in 2011, because there's so much stuff going on. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So that's what we need. Right, Christianity is under attack. Let me, before I forget. This is a copy from the Catholic Encyclopedia 1960. I'll just try and read it for you. It says here, but it remained for Adam Weishaupt, Professor of Canon Law at the University of Ingolstadt in Bavaria, to give a definite shape to the anti-Christian tendencies of Freemasonry. In 1776, 2 years after the expulsion of the Jesuits from the university, he brought together a number of his pupils and friends and organised the Order of the Illuminati, which he established on the already existing degrees of Freemasonry. The avowed object of the Illuminati was to bring back mankind, beginning with the illuminated, to their primitive liberty by destroying religion, but not just any religion. Freemasonry, in the meantime, had split up into numerous sects or rites, all working to the common effect of destroying a belief in the divine revelation of Christianity. So it's not just any religion, Christianity is the target. And just to go along with that one, I got this from the Daily Mail, Friday, April the 22nd, 2011. The Fabian Revolution. This chap, George Curtis, wrote in to the Daily Mail. I'm not going to read all of it. You can read it afterwards if you want to. It's quite an interesting letter. He says, the aim of some Fabians is the destruction of the nation state in pursuit of world government. I'll leave it there. And then down at the bottom he says, quoting some bloke from Italy, he also saw that as long as the church existed, with its nigh on 2 millennia of Judeo-Christian culture behind it, there would be no revolution in Europe. So it too was targeted for infiltration and subversion. You see, there's so much confusion out there because we go out on the streets with our tracts and we talk to people, and they don't know what to believe because there's so many sects and religions. Who's right?